אני הוילך בשמחו, לבייס הכנסס בשמחו, לבוידס בויריב בשמחו, יסבורך שמוי בשמחו, בשמחו, בשמחו.
Hello everyone, happy to start a new series today, not about what we do in shul, not even about the artifacts in the shul, but rather getting to shul. A beautiful Gemara in Masechet Bava Metzia, Daf Kuf Zayin Amud Aleph 107a says that Rav Baruch Atah Ba'ir, blessed are you in the city, Sheyeh Beitcha Samuch LeBeit HaKnesset. You are blessed if your house is close to the shul. Comes along in that same Gemara Rabbi Yochanan and says something else should be close to your house. But Beit HaKnesset lo, but the shul shouldn't be close to your house. From here, the Gemara infers that according to Rabbi Yochanan, there is importance to having the shul further away from your house because there's something called schar psiot, getting reward for each step you take to shul. The further away it is, the more reward you get. This is not just inferred from his words. There's an open Gemara in Masechet Sota, Daf Kaf Bet Amud Aleph 22a, that says explicitly that Rabbi Yochanan made the statement, we should learn how to get reward from this almana, from this widow. There was a shul in her community, but she would still come all the way to my Beis Medrash, which was further away. And I asked her, why don't you daven in your shul that's near your house? She said, Rebbe, I want to get the reward for every step of the way. So I go to the further shul, namely your Beis Medrash, as opposed to the shul closer to my house. You could see there's a machlokas in the Gemara between Rav and Rabbi Yochanan. Do you get reward for walking to shul? And therefore there would be importance to walk even further to shul versus the closer shul. Mesechet Sofrim, Perik Yudchet, when Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, that we know from the Haggadah, you're all standing here before me. It's not only your leaders, your men, but also the women and the children. And said, why do the women come? They're not obligated in learning Torah. In order to get the reward for coming there, and they need to walk there. This is another source for shul, but there's other sources that say that it's not just shul, it's other mitzvot. For example, someone walking to the Beis HaMedrash but does not learn there, just walks there but doesn't learn there, explains Rabbeinu Bechaye as per his opinion, the Alfinan, on the eve of the Jewish people leaving Egypt, it says that they went and they did the Korban Pesach. It doesn't just say that they did it, but they went. Says the Mechilta, the Medrash Halacha, they got reward both for doing the Korban Pesach, but also walking to the barn to get the actual sacrifice. In addition, the Bereshit Rabbah, a Medrash, comes and says that when it came to Avraham getting the command to go to Israel, God said, God said, go to the land that I show you. Why didn't he just say Israel? In order to give him reward for every step of the way. Rabbeinu Bechaye writes about the famous pasuk, V'haya ekev tishme'un, and you should listen to the mitzvot that you usually step on with your heel. Shabala hasir al otan mitzvot shu chayav nifsoa bahen, v'hen psiyot shel mitzvah. It comes to teach us, be very careful with the mitzvot you have to walk to. And every step is a mitzvah. Kegon, like lalechet lebeit haknesset beit hamedrash, going to the shul or the study hall. And he adds, ulevaker et hacholim, v'lelavot et hametim, v'lenachem avelim, to visit the sick, to comfort the bereaved, escort someone to their final resting place. Kol elu mitzvot shel psiyot v'scharan gadol. Every one of these are mitzvah that you get reward for each step of the way. So therefore, according to Rabbeinu Bechaye, this is a general rule regarding all mitzvot. Not only do you get reward for the mitzvah, you get reward for getting to the mitzvah. Let's start today with the point of view that says it's general. And we can explain this in one of two ways. Rashi on the Gemara says, Shaita torachat atzma yotar min hatzorech kedei lekabel sachar. Lamadnu sheyatriach adam atzmo b'mitzvah lekabel sachar yoter. Namely, the more work you put into a mitzvah, the more substantial it is. And even with regard to reward, that's true. Do a mitzvah and you have to walk to it longer, then you get even a bigger reward. In a very beautiful response called Halachot Ktanot. It was written by Rav Chajiz. He was a rabbi that was born in Morocco, his year 1620 to 1674. He indeed tries to interpret, like Rabbeinu Bechaye, what are the mitzvot that you step on with your heel? And he says it means mitzadei gaver, like we say in the morning in the bracha, the footsteps of the human being. When he goes to a mitzvah, it's considered something substantial. And schar psiot is in every single mitzvah. In other words, God did not make us wings like the tzaddikim, as the Gemara says in Sanhedrin, both because if you want to do an Aveira, you'll have to walk there, not fly there. And therefore, it would be harder to do. And furthermore, if you're going to a mitzvah, you'll get the reward for walking there. According to this, either the more effort you put into it, the better it is, as Rashi says, or according to Rav Chagiz in the Halachot Ktanot, it's a very simple equation. And that is, make it harder for you to do an Aveira, the same way as flip the coin, make it harder for you to do a mitzvah, you'll get more reward. On the other hand, we can explain this in a totally different way. And there's a famous Mishnah at the beginning of the second parak in Kiddushin that says that you could beroth a woman, give her a ring and say Hareat Mekudeshetli, either by yourself or by a messenger. The Gemara asks, why do you need to say by yourself or a messenger? If it's by a messenger, of course you can do it yourself. Obviously, only because you can do it yourself, you can nominate a messenger. Comes the Gemara and says, that teaches us mitzvah bo yoter mibishlucho, it's a bigger mitzvah for you to do it than to send a messenger. Explains Rashi, dechi asik gufo b'mitzvah mekabel sachar tfei. If you do the mitzvah yourself, you get bigger reward. If you cook for Shabbos yourself, you get bigger reward than buying out the food. The Pelayo 8, Rav Yitzchak Papo, 1786 in Sarajevo, passed away in 1827, and he says, "Ha'achana l'Shabbat hi mitzvah rabba v'kvar amru al Mohora Halevi Zal she'amarbeh b'psiyot liknot tzarchei Shabbat." The Gemara there brings the example of getting ready for Shabbos, and all these rabbis that would make something for Shabbos. Comes along the Pelayo 8 in the name of Moreno Arav Aleph Halevi, that he said that he used to walk a lot in order to get the Shabbos groceries. Yesh sachar psiyot. So, according to what we said today, if we paskin like Rabbi Yochanan, there is a mitzvah to walk to shul, not just to daven in the shul, because every mitzvah, there is not just reward on the mitzvah, but on getting to the mitzvah. So the more you walk, the longer you walk, the bigger reward you get. Either because that the more investment of time you put into it, the more substantial it is, or very simply, it's when something comes simple, then you don't get the same reward as when you do it yourself. And when you do it yourself, it means walking yourself. Not just like you get a bigger reward for making the Shabbos food yourself, so too, you get a bigger reward for walking to shul yourself.
Let's go to shul. Let's go to shul today. Let's go to shul. With a siddur here and a chumash there. Let's go to shul. We daven every single day. We daven to our King.